So we're going to talk about lesson 12 today. Lesson 12 is the elbow escape. The elbow escape is a very viable option when we can't do the trap and roll escape, the UPA escape from lesson 1. We know that being on top is the best position that we can achieve, but we also know that sometimes we get stuck on the bottom, and if someone's mounted me, it's very, very dangerous, and I have to keep myself safe until I can escape, and the best way to do that is the UPA. But what if the person doesn't hold me down? What if the person doesn't put any pressure on me, but instead lays very low and very wide and spreads their base, so I've got nothing to latch onto? That's when I can use the elbow escape. So let's just demonstrate this quickly. If Nathan sits on my mounted position, right in the top mounted position, and his hands are very low and wide, and now for the person helping you train this, the guy on top, his job is to remain just like a frame, because he wants to simulate the effect of an attacker who's very wide, very spread, and very heavy, all at the same time. That's when the elbow escape will work, right? And this is what it looks like. Right to stage 1. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the components that make the elbow escape work. The first thing we have to understand is how to move underneath the person. And there's a lot of movements that are happening to both sides and to the center. So let's review and refresh the shrimping part of the elbow escape, right? The shrimp drill. Everyone can practice this by laying on their backs after you watch me do it, right? You lay on your back and one leg is straight and the other leg is up. And you want to lay on your hips on the side of the straight leg. So face the straight leg. That's all. It doesn't take a big roll because we're not going to be rolling like this. That's not the motion. The motion is to roll only onto the side of the hip. Just get the hip on the ground here. Look. That's it. From this position, this foot posts and puts pressure so that I can elevate my hips off the ground. All the weight is balanced between this foot and this shoulder. And because I'm balanced here, the hips swing free in the middle, which allows me to push away from the straight leg, and the hips expand like this. And I keep going till the leg is straight. Right now I square up, and I just try this on the other side. One leg is bent, one leg is straight, and I get my hips on the ground towards the low side, the flat side. And when I put pressure on this foot and on the shoulder, my hips are free like a hammock. And in that weightlessness, I expand, stretch my legs so my hips move away. That's all. Some mistakes that people make when they do this are they plant the foot, and then when they start to lift the hips, the foot slips out right before they move. So it's very critical that you glue your foot to the mat strongly, make a firm base for yourself, spread your toes, widen and grip the floor, right, however you need to. Don't let the foot slip out. If you do slip, then obviously reposition it again. You can even use your hand to pull the shin and put the heel close to your buttocks, right? And then move like this. Another thing that happens is people will do this, and instead of sliding to the side, they'll slide just straight up because they'll forget to turn. Right? Don't do this because we don't want to be moving underneath the person like a conveyor belt. We want to create an angle to initiate our escape. So bring the foot close to you. It's nice if you can be on your toes, just a little more motion. Lay on the hips towards the flat leg, and now when you move, your hips should go away. Okay? This makes sense, so let's all find a spot on the mat and just try this for a moment or two, and then we'll move on to the actual elbow escape. Okay?